Welcome back, everybody, to Quake Pro League, Week 10. I'm 40 Lions, joined by Lethal, and we're going to head over to EU on this one, Lethal. We got CNZ versus Spart1e coming up.
Now, it's battle of relegation in some ways, really, because Spart1e, I feel sorry for him in so many ways. He's actually been playing well, but just not been bagging a lot of these Ws. Even some of the maps, like, it's been so close in some of the matchups he's been playing against in the EU region. It's been really hectic in terms of that. But CNZ has improved a lot over the past few weeks. Like, you saw the matchup last week against Cooler. It was very one-sided, a lot more one-sided than maybe some people actually predicted. But then again, I want to see if CNZ can continue going on a tear, or if Spart1e can win this matchup, because this is pretty much a must-win at this point. We've only got a few weeks left remaining here.
Yeah, it's do or die time for Spart1e right now. He's sitting at the bottom of the leaderboards. It's unfortunate because his mechanics are just absolutely absurd at times. You could pop off with a rail similar to Railson. We always talk about Railson, but we should really talk about the Spart1e party a little bit more because this guy can pop off. The question is, can he finish maps and even series? And the answer so far has been no. But if you're a Spart1e fan, you want to see it. Look at that power stance. All right, he probably squats at least like 500-600 pounds, which is like, I don't know, 7,000 kilos or whatever you guys use over there. But yeah, it's just we're waiting for the moment where Spart1e can finish out a series, and maybe it's going to be today. But the problem is, as you mentioned, CNZ has been playing better and better. He's, his mechanics are nothing to scoff at, but he also has that strategy. The ability to play hyper defensive when he needs to, play around the items, and also aggress. It's going to be an uphill battle, I feel like, for Spart1e, but I'm looking forward to it. And as always, hope it goes to all three. I mean, every series should come down to the wire in terms of who actually takes the set. So I'm selfish, Lethal. I don't know.
I know, it's disgusting. You're so selfish.
It's
I thought you were a generous person, though.
Yeah.
It's what you want. Okay, I'll let you have what you want. I'll come and do your prediction as well. See if you're selfish with that as well, just to try and get some points. But yeah, let's have a think though. So Spart1e, like, if you're playing at CNZ, like right at the very beginning of the stage, I probably would have said Spart1e. But because of how CNZ has been, producing some great score lines and getting a lot better over the last few weeks, I'll probably have to say CNZ this time around. But then again, like I said before, the map score, I think he's going 3-15 in terms of his map wins, doesn't really reflect on how he's actually performed overall. I still think he's a lot better, and that's a lot better stuff. You can see how frustrated he gets on a number of occasions in a lot of his matches in the past few weeks. But I'm hoping this is his time, because it's like I said, this is a must-win for Spart1e, or we will have to try and secure his spot once more.
Well, let's take a look at the pick bands, see what we have in store, and I think right off the bat, Lethal, we might be getting a little thick, and yes, on Exile, we're getting Sorlag versus Scale. I'm already so happy.
I know you are. I can tell straight away. As Exile will be the first matchup for Spart1e, that's understandable because he knows what CNZ gets up to in terms of his style of play. He's very neutral, but can turn it aggressive or very heavily defensively, depending on the situation he puts himself in. But Spart1e bans Molten Falls. Love to see it, so we won't be seeing any of that, as CNZ will be very disappointed. It is one of his better maps overall. And Deep Embrace banned by CNZ, which is interesting to say the least. But I kind of feel like Spart1e, he's also very good on Awoken and Ruins. So, and it's nice to see that it's actually quite strange. Spart1e's actually banned Awoken. Maybe he's not too comfortable about it at the moment. Maybe it's something in recent weeks he's not too keen on. But he does get Ruins, which is another map he's very, very good on indeed. So I'll probably say the maps are definitely in favour in terms of Spart1e, but depends how CNZ is feeling this matchup overall, because he hasn't got Molten Falls. He doesn't have anything else in between, like especially Awoken, because he can be quite good on Awoken depending on who he's playing against in terms of style. But in terms of having Ruins as well, Spart1e's going to be quite pleased with how these bans panned out.
I'm really, really looking forward to just this first matchup, because I hope it's just a slugfest. Sorlag versus Scale on Exile. There's going to be spit. There's going to be bull rushes. There's probably going to be people falling into the void. It's going to be chaos, I hope, Lethal. But yeah, looking at that, if I had to press you up against the wall gently and ask you, what do you think? I mean, how would you lock in your prediction?
You can do that anytime. It's fine. I don't mind. Honestly. Yeah. Yeah, of course I am. No, it's an open invitation. But just looking so far at the prediction, CNZ is actually up 56% to 44%. So people have seen what he's been up to last week. In terms of my prediction, I'd probably say 2-1. And if Spart1e did managed to pull back on a map, I'd probably say the first map, just because of the fact that with Spart1e, with his aggressive nature, it's very open. I spoke about it earlier on with the Garpia versus Cypher matchup, but it's very hard to have that passive or defensive manner. So CNZ may struggle a little bit. Just depends how hot his aim is right now coming into this matchup. But if Spart1e does scrape a map by, it'll be the first one. But I reckon CNZ may have the edge here in 2 on it. But I'm interested on your thoughts, because I know you're quite selfish. So
I feel like CNZ might just take this one. I feel like it's going to be close because, again, Spart1e does have the rail on the first and third map, which he can pop off with. I think CK might go more CNZ's way. We'll see. We'll see, though. I feel like it's going to be 2-1 CNZ, if not 3-0, but I feel like Spart1e is going to put up a fight and it's going to be close. And I'd love to be wrong because I've been wrong most of my life. But let's get into it. I heard the bell, Lethal. It's about to get a little hairy. We'll see. We'll see. Exile, the first map up. CNZ versus Spart1e. Third set of the day. Scale versus Sorbet. And we're starting off on Scale and CNZ.
yeah, the chat have spoken, and they do still believe that CNZ does have the matchup in this situation, or will be able to take this series and just take this map overall. And I don't blame him really, because it's gonna be quite tough here. But like I said, CNZ, even though he does like to have a neutral approach and sometimes prefers playing that defensive manner, it depends if Spart1e can catch him with his trousers down on a few occasions. We'll have to see, as already CNZ taken a fair amount of damage, but the stacks are pretty much equal in the first minute of this matchup.
Yeah, not too bad, and Spit is used from Spart1e, so now CNZ, if he gets a good opportunity to bull rush, he knows that it's relatively safe. Spart1e coming out of the bat cave, eating a lot of LG, but dishing out so much damage. Last minute bull rush won't do it. Spart1e gets the first frag, and that is not good for CNZ burning that bull rush.
No, it really isn't, and Spart1e just continuing to do so much work with that LG. Oh, the shotgun there. Okay. I was thinking the same thing. Spart1e had a little bit of a screwed up face as well. Was like, okay, what just happened there? CNZ does bring one frag back. It's only got a 1 frag deficit to deal with. Interesting start. Been debatable so far, but we can't complain though. The LG from CNZ looking so good. But it's been very solid from Spart1e as well. Just that last engagement did not go in his favor. It's now things are tied up 2 apiece.
More importantly, it's starting to heat up and turn into the bloodbath that I wanted. The bull rush is going to be out. There it is after the rocket. The shoulder check takes down the dinosaur.
Dear me, CNZ gets that first rail. Even though Spart1e does pick up the Mega. Not for free though. Good contestion there from CNZ. Just trying to recover, trying to maybe see if he goes through that telly, but realises that he's contesting the heavy very early. Just making early preparations here. CNZ has the better positions, which means that Spart1e needs to try and back away and pick up the light and maybe pick up another if he wants to. It looks like he's picking up the LG first before he goes for it. The CNZ is on the hunt. He's definitely on the chase here to look to see if he can push him against the wall, like you rightly said earlier, Faulty, as he misses that first rail, misses the second as well. He's already taking a huge amount of damage, and this is Spart1e's chance to try and equalise things.
Missing with the rails, the bull rush utilized pretty well from CNZ here. Almost gets the rail outside the telly, but the more important thing is that CNZ has survived and might even be able to get some damage on this. Heavy doesn't want to try and contest. Instead, hearing that Spart1e was threatening, made his way over to the Mega, picks it up a little bit early. Now Spart1e has advantage. He's got tons of armor. The Spit comes out. Can CNZ get away? He can't. Instead, he'll fly off into outer space. Tied at 3 now.
Spart1e's been able to restack. Oh, look at this push. This is extremely aggressive from CNZ. Just picking up the LG, just going straight on in to regain the lead. Heavy's coming up any second now. CNZ will need to try and back away with that Heavy. Is the Mega still up? Or is coming up, shall I say, in the next couple of seconds. CNZ just trying to keep tabs on him to make sure where he could be on his whereabouts. But it's literally right next to him. CNZ's just realised this, and he's just going to try and make sure he continues having that height advantage. Got tickled a tad just with that LG, but this could be a chance for CNZ to just pin him down into the rail area. He's going to try and take him up with the shotgun, which he does. A beautiful execution there once again from CNZ, and now it's going to be able to grab this Heavy before Spart1e even gets the chance. But I will say that Spart1e had a fantastic LG in that last fight, but sadly did not have to stack to back it up.
Oh, and CNZ is in a bad way, but Spart1e doesn't really have weaponry. Does nail it. as he does swap and get that frag. Sick, oh my god, he hit him with the boots!
Oh, dearie me. Absolute madness is now CNZ up 7-4. Be dropping down, getting the rail, getting the light. Looking pretty good so far. Almost got all the weapons in his arsenal. Just needs those rockets to be able to defend himself a little bit better if there's any aggressive movement here coming towards CNZ's way. But with the shotgun, he seems to be pretty okay so far. It's not really too reliant on the rockets as of yet. CNZ just going through the portal now to find out where he could be. Getting ready for the next heavy, which is up in 5 seconds. CNZ's actually getting a slightly different angle there in terms of position, just to see if it can catch Spart1e once again. But Spart1e doesn't fall for it. CNZ's going to be pushing all the way in. Doesn't actually tag him, but it's going to go through the portal anyway. Taking way too much damage. And Spart1e got a clean frag, which means he could go for another over-aggressive push before he gets the weapons in his arsenal.
Oh no. Oh no. He does land safely for the time being, but he might get taken down. One more shotgun blast can do it. The LG. No! Spart1e takes out Spart1e! He won't give him the pleasure. No satisfaction for you. Oh my god, Spart1e almost fell down. Luckily, the talons, the claws on the sorbet are long enough to keep him on that ledge. My heart can't take this, Lethal.
Yeah, I can't
Sync error beckoned on that one. The siren song almost took Spart1e's life away, but 8-4 as the war for Mega rages on. CNZ on the back foot now. Oh, good rail. This is going to even things up. Shotgun blast is going to do it. Second one will. Good follow-up from Spart1e.
Oh, this has just been crazy. And CNZ, the trade potential there. He was not going to let him go by any means, shape or form. LG beautiful from CNZ. He can take his time. Teams him up beautifully with the shotgun once again as the Megas come up any second now. And because of the segregation of the timings, he's going to be able to contest this heavy as well. So pretty much CNZ's playground here. Depends on how he wants to try and go about this. He's going to pick up the light before he progresses towards the heavy, but at the same time takes down Spart1e as well. As Spart1e does at least spawn on a heavy. But sadly, Spart1e still managed to win that. Okay, that's fair enough. He still has a little bit of time as well. 3.5 minutes left as CNZ, a very aggressive approach. He's trying to get away, and there we have it. We've been waiting for that for so long as Sinclair with the first frag.
Spart1e with good shotgun work. Only down 4 frags. CNZ needs to be careful not to get too crazy. I know this whole game has been hectic right now. But Spart1e still decent positioning to try and take this one back. Spits back up. He's got LG. No rockets. There's good LG here. And CNZ goes down in that last dying rocket. Takes Spart1e down to 3 HP. But he's going to hang on. Can he stack back up? Should not contest Mega, but he does need health bubbles. And luckily, CNZ did not check to the left. That could have been curtains. But CNZ comes back with the LG. Decent rocket into the rail. 5 HP for Spart1e now. Oh wow,
he picks up the Mega as well. Oh, hits him with the first rail as well. Thought he's going to be on the hunt. Oh, good rocket from Spart1e. Good cleanup as well. Still got 2.5 minutes left, and he didn't take a huge amount of damage here, so he's going to be able to recover quite nicely. Picks up the heavy without any kind of contention whatsoever. CNZ trying to make this work, but it's going to be a real struggle. Taking so much damage from these rockets. One more shot should do it. Oh, look at this.
What a rail.
Finishes him with that rail there. Still got plenty of time to come back in this.
Spart1e, I mean, this is exactly what you'd want. He needs to be able to get back to the heavy to deal some damage. Almost missed out. Well, did miss out on the rail opportunity. Had the opportunity there to do some damage, but now he's just taking so much damage from that LG. Has to back off. CNZ getting a big heavy pickup right there as the rails exchange and will miss. Luckily for Spart1e, he was railable as well. Needs to be careful. The bull rush, he can't get away. And CNZ with the shoulder check yet again. 13-11, 8-20. Lethal, this one's close.
It certainly is. I wouldn't have it any other way either, as Spart1e just trying to do as much damage as possible to keep CNZ away from this heavy. It's up in the next few seconds, but CNZ still wants to try and contest it. It's going to be too late, but he may be able to shower down some rockets, but he doesn't actually do any damage. Spart1e does get away with that, which means if he gets a clean frag in this next engagement, he'll definitely help himself out a lot to try and get the final frag as well. But let's see what happens here. CNZ just playing this a lot more patiently, a lot more passive compared to what we've seen in the last 9 minutes, as it will be 1 minute left remaining. But Spart1e though definitely has the time. It's just a matter of being able to pincer CNZ on a certain area of the map here. But that's a good first rail. Is he going to go for the chase here? That's going to be the next question. Is CNZ is just trying to get away for dear life. He knows that if he just keeps playing this cat and mouse game, he could be okay. And maybe still one of his archers, but Spart1e is just on his tail here for. He rails him again. 33 HP, and we've only got 35 seconds left remaining.
Makes the breakaway, should be able to catch him. CNZ hanging on by a thread, should go down. There it is, so 30 seconds to get the tying frag. Mega is up, and CNZ's not in a position to get it. Actually cuts him off through the telly, and now this could be curtains. Does pick up the Mega, but he doesn't have a lot of weaponry to work with. The shotgun blast will tie it up with 15 seconds, and the item's heavily in favor of Spart1e. He could steal this one away, Lethal. CNZ gets pushed, and Spart1e takes the lead with 5 seconds remaining. And damn, he calls the GG. He knows. Spart1e's like, good game. Game closes. What a play from Spart1e, shutting me up incredibly quickly on the first map and in such spectacular fashion. Mayonnaise in the chat if you got him. Well done.
Yeah, just balmy to say the least. Spart1e deserved it as well. Look at the map presence he had. He had well over 600 damage, just under 700 actually nearly. And you saw there that CNZ, let's be honest, on XR, when there's a minute left remaining and you're trying to survive for 2 deaths, it is tough, isn't it? It doesn't matter who you are. It's a very, very tough deal to deal with anyway, indeed. But Spart1e, though, the only problem is he had the mobility, the speed, or the soul. Like, he was okay. CNZ could use the bull rush to tank a lot of that damage if he put himself in a bad position or in a bad place at a bad time. But yeah, maybe it was a little bit early to, you know, try and survive and just try and play for time there. Maybe he should have played it not a lot more aggressively, but try and work for the chip and for the map control and just try and stand his ground on a few more of those occasions. But this wasn't enough, as Spart1e does get the first map and pulls that back beautifully there.
Yeah, I mean, shame on me, all right? The party's never over.
Shame on you.
Here. Shame on me. And yeah, very, very close. Bit of a slugfest back and forth like I wanted. I don't know if other people wanted it, but Spart1e comes out on top, nail biter, but gets it done, and that's a great start to the series for Spart1e. Again, he needs to start stringing together the wins here as we're getting closer and closer to the Stage 3 finals. So yeah, CNZ, I mean, he's going to want that one back for sure. He had that, but look at that play. The shotgun to tie it up 15 seconds, and then the item cycle in his favor. CNZ going for the LG, getting caught out, and bam, right there. And then the 7-second early GG.
59% railway from Spart1e, as we love to see it. And we talked about the damage earlier on. Huge amount there, 717 more in Spart1e's favour. But look at the items contested. Very back and forth. 19 for Spart1e, 18 for CNZ. Neither really, you know, wasn't really too much difference in terms of how they executed a lot of their attacks. They both got a lot of value once again from the stacks they were working with. It was very, very tough there. Spart1e with a great comeback. He knew it was a matter of time as well, because CNZ was just on the run from the get-go, really, with that final minute. And he didn't take any damage. And it's like I said before, if it wasn't going to take any damage with the second to last frag, then for the final frag, he'll be perfectly fine, because then he can continue that aggression rather than having to restack, try and get full item control again, and then having to let things go to sudden death. But great stuff from Spart1e. We said it before that this is a must win for him, maybe even to a point of having a 3-0, because I think he's only got 3 map wins over the entire course of the stage. 4 now, obviously, if you include the XR one.
Way to blow up his spot, put out all his personal business, Lethal. We're going to get into Corrupted Keep. And now it's interesting because, you know, Spart1e has the momentum. I know it's a different map. There's no rail on here, but going into Corrupted Keep Strong versus Doomslayer, interesting. Interesting now because Spart1e is in position to be able to take a series 2-0, potentially 3-0. And if you're a Spart1e fan, again, mayonnaise in chat, this is exactly what you want to see. This is the Spart1e that came to play. Even though the first map was really close, he did what he needed to do to get it done. Can he do it on a second map is the question, Lethal.
It's going to be tough. Not going to lie, like from what we saw in that last game, it was very neck and neck. You couldn't really, from what we digested, it's quite a lot, you know, it wasn't really too much to dissect in all fairness, just due to the fact that we got a lot of value from their stack each and every time, made the best have a bad situation every time as well. It's just for CNZ, just needs to be a bit more cautious on, you know, when he does have the lead, to not, you know, give it away by just running away constantly, just try and stand his ground. Try and do, if you are going to do that, try and do a huge amount of damage, and then hopefully you can trade straight after to keep that damage going. But it's very, very tough. It's easier said than done. But CNZ is going to be kicking himself a bit, as he had that in the bag until Spart1e got full map control and was just on his tail every single time. But speaking of CNZ, we could be starting off from his POV to see what shenanigans he's going to be getting up to here. Does a little bit of damage just to try and keep Spart1e away. And still though, CNZ does have that height advantage. He's trying to get all the weapons in his arsenal once again, but Spart1e comes straight from behind, takes himself out, which is not what you want to see, but CNZ does get the rocket spawn to try and go for the trade, but it's not going to be much for trade because Spart1e still had a pretty big stack here, 40. It looks like Spart1e manages to back away with that Mega.
Incredible peeker play to get CNZ back into it by grabbing the heavy. If he didn't do that, this would be 2-0. Well, 1-1, -1 in favor of Spart1e, but this gives CNZ a lifeline here. Big rocket from Spart1e, LG on LG. CNZ might go down, and he does. Good swap to the machine gun from Spart1e. Spart1e out of the gate playing really, really well here, and also using that double jump very well to avoid the damage. But the LG around the corner, wow, 1 HP. Spart1e absolutely melted.
You can't stay alive from this. Oh, it's a little bit close. I know even a direct he still would have stayed alive, but still though, it's too close for comfort considering the amount of damage he had to take just to clean up Spart1e. But still though, CNZ does manage to bring his back ever so slightly as he realises that Spart1e's pretty much trapped in that heavy machine gun area. Good rocket from Spart1e just to continue doing work onto CNZ. Good LG to retaliate from CNZ again, but it's only on 61 HP. He's recovering just a tad, knowing that the Mega's come up any second now, and he's going to be the one to make the move for the Mega. Just managed to survive on 10 HP, but he does tie things up to give him a little bit of a helping hand.
Very weak after that battle, but 225s for CNZ. Ooh, could have been close. Peeker play from around the corner. Spart1e's going to drop down, and just like that, CNZ left the opening. Spart1e took advantage of it. Good read from Spart1e to know that he was vulnerable, and he gets that frag 2-1. And now position on the Mega as CNZ has gone behind the statue, and he just needs to get out of there.
He does indeed. We said it before in this matchup. Spart1e wants to try and avoid relegation as much as possible. Possibly a 3-0 will definitely help him, but CNZ is going to make sure to put a stop to that. Does tie things up. He's trying to stop him from getting those rockets, but even though he contested them, CNZ was still able to win outright in that last engagement and still continuing to pile on this pressure. Oh, this LG from CNZ was just incredible. Pick up on the Mega as well. Doesn't get in time to contest the rockets, but look at the amount of damage he's done already, just pushing him with that
beautiful
peek and cleans him up. That was just amazing.
It's just so smart from CNZ to know that he was safe. He popped the peeker to finish the frag, and before that, he picked up the Destroyant before he picked up the Mega to get max benefit from it. Really, really smart play coming out from CNZ. Great rocket there from Spart1e.
Yeah, Spart1e still got a good stack to push in with. Now it's going to be the time better than ever, but Spart1e just prioritising that Mega, perfectly understandable. Still, the LG from both of these players, Spart1e coming out on top. Great stuff from him. He's going to be able to pick up them heavy as well. So he could definitely come back. He's only 2 frags behind, dishing the dirt onto CNZ now. Now make it 1. Picks up the light. Mega's coming up in the next 10 seconds, just trying to recuperate from that last engagement again. But you can see the peak is actually trying to take him down as he's doing it. So good prioritization from Spart1e, making sure to take him down before the peaker can do anything more.
Wow.
Oh, that was so close. As if CNZ got away with that.
I don't know. But either way, it works out for CNZ. Insane plays, takes the 1 frag lead here. Spart1e laying the trap with the LG, and wow, melts him. What a play from Spart1e. 15 HP, 225s, and a light armor to work with. And the Mega's coming up shortly, but a good peeker play. The rocket will not do it around the corner as CNZ fights back with that peeker and should be able to get this Mega. And Spart1e wants to throw down some fisticuffs, but the rockets say no.
Yeah, we know how annoying this map can be playing against the peeker. CNZ, good start with that LG as Spart1e was just trying to breeze on through, but sadly for him takes a huge chunk of damage, but CNZ now trying to recover as well. Good rocket, he's going to see if he can try and clean him up, but may have been a little bit out of range, but Spart1e gets his own shoddy out and cleans him up, picks up the LG, gets the Mega as well. As CNZ is trying to go for the trade before he picks up a Mega, but it's just too little too late here, as already now Spart1e just waiting to see if he goes through that telly. Heavy comes up any second now, managed to grab it and will go around to the Rockets instead, but actually goes bottom mid towards the Mega, picks up the LG of his own. Good rocket there from Spart1e. He's going to see if he can stand his ground, which he does, as CNZ is going to be able to get alive. But how long for at this point here? He's going to fire another great rocket.
Wow.
Second one, brilliant stuff here from Spart1e. He's able to stay alive and tie things up.
The LG from CNZ just not strong enough. Spart1e, can he get another one? The shotgun won't do it. CNZ takes him down in this entire series so far. Very back and forth between these two players. Fantastic to see. 9-8 as for the time being, CNZ has the lead. Almost coming up on the 6-minute mark, dodging those rockets like Neo, grabbing the, well, I was going to say he could deny the armor shard, but he doesn't have the health, and now he has to fight for this Mega from the position. Spart1e just diving in on it. Luckily, 225's on that health, or armor shard, rather, for the red room, but Spart1e with the cut off the rocket is brilliant into the LG. And again, tied up, Lethal, at 9.
We're trying to separate them, but we just can't, can we? It's just, they're just having absolutely none of it.
Wow.
Pika does a huge amount. Spart1e still just standing his ground, just making sure that he can try and take out CNZ. Could have been he's able to recover, popping into the red room to pick up a few of those health bubbles, but CNZ drops down. Rockets raining down, picks up the Mega as well, finds out Spart1e's position and is going in for the kill. You can smell blood. Good LG. Oh my god, the amount of damage he just done then, and he's doing his absolute best to get away. Pretty much cat and mouse. How is he still alive? Finally, Spart1e gets cleaned up. CNZ has that 2-frag lead to give him a little bit of help to try and separate this scoreline. But the LG from CNZ has been beautiful,
God.
but Spart1e says no. With the super nail gun, it's going to be able to pick up the Mega. No, he does not. CNZ gets it first, and now CNZ back on top by 2 frags again.
He goes for the max benefit again of the 225s into the Mega, but he forgot that CNZ has Strog and the mobility right there, so he cuts him off, he gets the Mega, and this might be another kill for CNZ, and that is going to be just so heartbreaking for Spart1e. Should have just gone for the Mega, a little bit of a misplay there. Great rockets could make up for it with the shotgun follow-up, and he does.
Oh, wow. Spart1e, good rocket there, as you could see. CNZ trying to contest the best he can. Not going to happen. Spart1e still trying to find out his whereabouts. Does find him. Remember, guys, still got a couple minutes left on the clock, so Spart1e still got plenty of time to try and tie this up and take it to sudden death if it gets that far. As Spart1e tickles him with that last rocket with the 29. Good LG as well. Oh, it's just beautiful once again. Smooth as anything. Spart1e's going to try and stop him going for the Mega, but you saw Spart1e was a little bit more reluctant this time round. Oh, good rocket again. And he's in the red room as well, picks up those 2 health bubbles to help him stay alive, and he brings his back 40. It's just neck and neck here. Literally can't separate these two.
I'm a fat man. My heart can't take it. 14-4 as Spart1e cautiously goes through the telly. A little bit of rocket won't land. CNZ trying to melt it down with his LG. Out comes the peeker. Will he pick right? And he does. 19 HP. Sends Spart1e flying. A little bit of a tickle with the LG and takes the lead again. Lethal.
My word, Spart1e's probably thinking, what do I have to do to try and overtake CNZ? CNZ caught with his trousers down. You saw that his back was turned. He was expecting to continue on forward, but look at this. CNZ actually was in a good position to contest these rockets, but instead, Spart1e didn't want to take that risk and go for them, so decides to back away and go for that heavy. So there we have it, a minute left remaining. Spart1e does have a good stack to make this push, but CNZ now, giving away his position, is taking a little bit of damage from these rockets here. Good dodging as well. Good timing of an attack as Spart1e now just coming on forward with that LG. But CNZ, oh, that rocket's definitely going to help CNZ here. Oh, this is getting way, way too close, like you already said. But could this be the winning frag? No, it's not. Spart1e does take him down, but needs to restack quick. But that heavy is definitely going to give him a lot of work. So give him a little bit of help going into his last 25 seconds at 40. I'm definitely clenching him.
And CNZ wanted to end it with the boomstick. but unfortunately for him, didn't land, and now Spart1e has an opportunity with 15 seconds remaining. That double jump is going to give CNZ the sound cue. He's got the mobility, but he's got the LG, and he's got the Mega. What a steal, but still, this might be a frag, and it is! Spart1e does it again! 16 to 16. Can he find him off the spawn and end this in regulation? It looks like we're going to sudden death, Lethal.
We are, but how long for? He picks up the heavy, but Spart1e can't take this fight. Yes, he has the weapons, but consider the range he was in, he could not take that fight, but it's a good rocket. They're both so weak. 44 HP. CNZ is able to recover. CNZ trying to stand his ground, and the predicted rocket from CNZ manages to help him win that second map. Deary me. And even look at the damage. It's an 86 damage difference. That's how close it was between the two. And even in terms of item control, 17 items to the 21 of Spart1e. It was so back and forth. You couldn't separate them, like I said, on a number of occasions.
I mean, I was about to do what Spart1e did and just throw my headset on the ground and be like, what is happening? Because my heart can't take this. But CNZ comes out on top, threading the needle through the doorway with that last rocket. And just what an incredible 2 maps thus far from these two competitors.
It certainly was. I was thinking at some point, surely one of these two can be able to change things, but neither player really had full control of both items, did they? Even though the segregation was there, it never really gave them that chance. But it's that final frag we have to talk about. Spart1e was on 44 HP. He was hoping, you can see his game plan, like he wanted to just try and catch him and just try and Ferrari peek on that top mega area, just to clip him with one more shot and then clip him with another one. But I don't think he expected CNZ just to pop out with a predicted rocket up that heavy machine gun jump pad. So a little bit of a shame. Both players took a lot of risks there going into that final engagement, but it will be CNZ that comes out on top. And we have a tied series here for you.
A heartbreaker for Spart1e, because again, he was so close to getting the series victory. It's just one shotgun blast away, but CNZ takes it away, and now it's just essentially a full reset. Tiebreaker to see who takes the series, and Spart1e, again, in the back of his mind, he has to be thinking, wow, I could maybe lose another series right now, and that's just got to be so disheartening. This push, absolutely fantastic from Spart1e, knowing he had him dead to rights, even though the Mega was stolen from CNZ, and then just this last play, just heartbreaking. What a rocket, good read. And Spart1e's like, oh, I need a minute. And I don't blame him. Intense, to say the least, Lethal.
Oh, dear me. I think we felt how he felt. I think everyone did. I'm sure chat did as well, looking at Spart1e's reaction. I think anyone else would have felt the exact same, as that was the final bounce there with CNZ getting the nice predictive rocket in, winning that by 1 frag. So, like I said before, 86 damage difference. That's how close it was in terms of map presence. A lot of damage across the board, back and forth. So much aggression between the two. But that's what we like to see for you, isn't it? You know, in terms of all that, with the LG percentage going in favour of Spart1e, but CNZ fired a little bit more there. But I'm just excited to see how his final map pans out. I believe it's on Ruins.
Yep, it's going to be Ruins, CNZ
okay,
on Anarchy, and we got Galena for Spart1e.
I don't know about this one. It's going to be very tough. Like, I'm not going to lie to you here, because so it's going through my notes as well, like just from what we've seen from Spart1e and how he is on a lot of his maps. Like Ruins is, you know, statistically he's been doing quite well on Ruins, so this is going to give him, you know, in terms of his train of thought, in terms of momentum, he's going to be okay. He's going to realise that, you know, the first 2 maps are out and done out the way. The small maps are pretty much done and dusted. He's got a little bit more space and time to work with to try and see what he can do against CNZ, because we can see, you know, definitely a different style coming around in this matchup, because it's going to be a lot slower compared to what we've seen so far. Because that was what, that last game was nearly 13,000 damage just across the 2 of them. Absolute madness.
Madness indeed, and the predictions are coming in, and they're relatively even, 57% in favor of Spart1e, 43 for CNZ. And again, I think it's important to realize that the rail is back in play with this map, so distance isn't really a factor. Spart1e, maybe he's going to rely on it, maybe he's going to use it like a shotgun. I don't know, Lethal, but I know that coming off of that loss, that map, and almost having a 2-0 series victory in your pocket, and now you have to go to the 3rd map as the tiebreaker. You don't have anything, you know, set in stone. I think Spart1e's going to have to fight his own nerves and his own head right now, maybe even more so than CNZ. But let's get into it right now. Map number 3 between these two, the decider for who takes the set between CNZ and Spart1e.
It was like we said, 40. When we saw Spart1e's reaction, we felt it, chat felt it. It was just really painful, but we'll see. We'll see. As it is tied up, Spart1e looking to get his first series win. in the Stage 3 of the Pro League. Again, we said it before, his map win rate does not reflect how he's been playing in this stage. So we see what CNZ can do here. It takes a little bit of damage from Spart1e. Spart1e's still got the high ground here, but CNZ does have eyes. So just keeping tabs on the man here for just to see what he's going to be getting up to. But both these players are going to have a gentleman's agreement with these items. CNZ's going to pick it up first, and Spart1e's going to play chicken with the Mega. The Mega is still up, by the way, and he is going for it. At the same time, though, he gets LG'd into it, shall we say. And that was a huge amount of damage from CNZ. Just needs to hit this one crucial shot. Both of them available. It's like we're seeing twins at the moment, for just both doing the exact same thing, exact same time, just in different positions.
Just absolutely, and huge rails defensively from Spart1e there, almost catching him out with the rockets. Good read, but just a little bit mistimed. But yeah, those two rails from Spart1e kept him alive. Otherwise, CNZ would have pounced and gotten the first frag. But now will get in on the Mega after the heavy pickup from Spart1e. And can Spart1e stay alive here? Throws down the totem. Can't land the shot. Right now, CNZ on the hunt. Another great defensive rail, but the rocket will take him down, and CNZ does get the first frag.
It's a little bit wide for CNZ. I was going to say, if Spart1e gets out of this, then he's pretty much getting away with murder. CNZ is available now. Just to be very, very careful. Both these players want the heavy. Even though CNZ, he does know that Mega's coming up shortly, but Spart1e just a lot of discipline here, just waiting for CNZ to give him some information to see how and when he can approach this heavy. Looks like he's chosen the best time possible, but like we said, it doesn't matter. CNZ could have picked up the Mega no matter what. He's just trying to look for that initial second frag. So we'll be picking up the light in the courtyard. Both items are nowhere near segregated as of yet. It's going to take a little bit more time. CNZ has the inject in his back pocket as well. But this is what we expected from both players. A much slower start going into this because it means a lot to both of them.
CNZ decent rockets there. So Spart1e does have two totems now, 20 seconds until he gets the overstack. Kit used from CNZ, which is the appropriate play given, you know, you have heavy, you have a pocket Mega, why not? So the stack for CNZ, not bad at all. So he wants to make his way towards the middle of the map, and that's a great rail there. Spart1e ready for the cutoff, but not ready to take the damage. And again, now the return rail from Spart1e lands. A little bit of rocket damage from CNZ as he's going to make his way towards the courtyard armor, but relatively good play from both players here. CNC still in the lead, but it's looking pretty strong on both sides, Lethal.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is be on the back foot against an Anarchy, especially on Ruins. Doing his best to try and tie this. Oh, the rail from Spart1e. Be able to bring this back and tie things up one apiece. Gets the Mega as well. Heavy's coming up in the next 13 seconds. He's definitely got plenty of time to try and go and contest it, but will he though? Picks up the light, he's definitely in position and still has time, but he's just wandering on the whereabouts of CNZ. Finds him, gets the first rail off, he's going to try and go for the second, but he's available himself. The question is, does CNZ have a rail? I'm not sure if he does actually. No, he pushes in with the LG, he's trying to get away if he can. Wow. Oh my god, the rails from Spart1e. This is definitely going to be a momentum shifter here, and he's got the overstack as well here for you.
Got the overstack, got the Mega, but he's also got a rail through the old eyeballs here. And that's so unfortunate for CNZ because he was just waiting to get the inject so he could push with the shotgun. But in that time, Spart1e was able to get the heavy, and then he hit two great defensive rails. Hitting another one right now. CNZ in no man's land, but he's able to survive as Spart1e lets him live, and he gets the heavy. Still very dangerous situation here as CNZ commits. Tickles him with a little bit of LG. Spart1e trying to stand his ground. Decent rocket. The follow-up won't land, and Spart1e will get pushed to the low ground. Does have totems to work with, but the overstack is now gone as CNZ takes out one of the totems.
Certainly does. Spart1e does have a totem in his back pocket. Could have used it then, but I suppose he wasn't too sure the rest of those totems were going to get taken out. But Spart1e on some occasions makes railing an Anarchy look easy. It's just absolutely disgusting sometimes. Still though, he's trying to keep himself as far away from CNZ as possible, but it's just not going to happen, especially with a rocket like that from CNZ. As he has tied things up, he comes in just in the nick of time for that Mega. Heavy's up in the next 15 seconds, which means he does have time to go for the light and contest this heavy here. It just depends on what angle he's going to come from. Looks like it's going to go towards the heavy jump pad. And will he find Spart1e? No, he will not, but Spart1e's a little bit late to the party as he sees that CNZ is already there with that heavy. CNZ's got a massive stack. Surely this is going to be a frag. thought CNZ, oh, it's taken way too much here. That was a clean fight for CNZ. Manages to now take the lead.
I think he hears Spart1e. Yeah, just needs to make the right choice. Could get another one, but Spart1e gets away. But CNZ has the Mega and hopefully timing on the Heavy as he can come barreling through. But it looks like he wants to deny the 50 on his way over, and he's going to be right on time. Spart1e, knowing that he doesn't really have anything to work with, has to concede. And 6 minutes in, CNZ has a gigantic stack looking for this potential opening rail, and he hits it and knocks Spart1e down. This could be another one here as he jumps on the eyeball, and Spart1e can't hit anything right now, unfortunately. The shotgun finish gives CNZ a 2-frag lead.
Yeah, this is looking pretty bleak. 61% of you in chat thought that Spart1e could take this last map. He still can, don't get me wrong, but against an Anarchy, it's very, very tough. The only thing we can say, he's got plenty of time to try and work with here in order to execute a plan to try and topple CNZ. But oh, it's just going from bad to worse once again. It's so good from CNZ, up 6-2. 3.5 minutes left remaining, and again, Spart1e just trying to make anything happen. Contest these items to the best of his ability with his starting stacks and starting weapons that he has, but CNZ's starting to pop off right now.
Indeed, heating up at the right time. 4-frag lead, 7 minutes in, making it more and more difficult for Spart1e to get back in, because let's not forget the mobility of the Anarchy. Even at this point, I feel like for 3 minutes, CNZ could just play the, the skateboarding game, so to speak, and just to kickflip away, but all the pressure is on Spart1e to make a move. Unfortunately, doesn't really have the resources he needs, but as time goes on, he's got to start making more and more aggressive risks to try and claw his way back to this. Are we going to see another sudden death? I don't know. This one might be a little bit harder, Lethal.
Yeah, especially against the Anarchy, it's going to be super tough. And CNZ's pretty good at playing a defensive style, but yeah, again, mobility and speed from the Anarchy. Inject as well if he wants to get himself out of a heavy situation, if he's railable in any way. It's going to be extremely tough. Oh, a good first rocket again from CNZ. Both players just waiting for these items. The Heavy's come up the next few seconds. Good directs, good second rocket, and good combo to finish things off. That could be the winning frag here, as he's trying to stop Spart1e from gaining for any of these items, or weapons in fact. Good, oh my god, 2 for 2. Isn't going to go for the third, he's just going to try and clean up with the LG just in case, just for extra insurance. And there we have it. CNZ up 8-2 for. It's going to be looking pretty bleak now.
And it hurts if you're a Spart1e fan, because he was 41 HP away from taking a 2-0 victory in the series. And that one rocket perfectly placed on Corrupted Keep from CNZ turns it into 1-1, and then he takes this one pretty convincingly, as this one has been blown open by 7, maybe even more. And your heart goes out to Spart1e, because again, the scores, the overall leaderboards are not indicative of how close Spart1e keeps getting every week to taking a series.
First couple maps were, what can we say, it's just a fantastic example of the hell that Spart1e's had to been put through in the last, well, in this stage really, just overall, because yeah, we said it before, it does not reflect his performance at all in the slightest, as Spart1e just literally just went absolutely off in the last few minutes with these combos he's pulling off. And Spart1e did a great job early on. He had some great rails of his own just to keep himself in this matchup, but then CNZ just completely turned it around, as Spart1e trying to contest these items with the starting stack and the starting weaponry as well, just not really helping himself much, and CNZ being there at the right place at the right time, predicting where he's going to go. It's, yeah, going to be very tough. 30 seconds left, 7 frags behind, not going to happen, which means CNZ is going to bag another series win. And, oh, I like that 1080. Nice 1080 kickflip there. But, yeah, Spart1e will not be finding this series win today.
It's disheartening. I mean, when you think of the mayonnaise man, all you can really say is hell, man. It's a mayonnaise joke. I don't know if you have that over there, Lethal. I did great. That one was from me. But yeah, 12-3 now as CNZ. No signs of stopping until the buzzer hits. But yeah, it's just unfortunate for Spart1e. So close. 41 HP away from taking that series 2-0. But instead, CNZ pulls away 2-1. In a heartbreaker. Third map was a little one-sided, but man, that Corrupted Keep, that might haunt Spart1e for a while. It's probably going to haunt me for a while, Lethal.
I hope that last joke haunts you as well.
It does. It will. I'll see it in my nightmares for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope you have a good sleep tonight. But going back into it, yeah, it's just Spart1e looks so solid though. Like you saw his response to some of the aggression from from CNZ. You saw it in the heavy area as well. He was looking fabulous, wasn't he? He was looking so good, and we were like, okay, this could be the momentum shifter coming into it. This is where Spart1e could really dig his nails into the first series win, but CNZ was like, no, like, no. That was just false hope I was giving you there, which is yeah, a little bit of a shame once again. But Spart1e gets a map, but do you know what? It could be too little too late at this point, because I'm not too sure how many matches he has left, but surely relegation's knocking on his door.
I feel like people in chat have already confirmed that he is set for relegation based on this, but I don't know. I'm sure Flea is out there somewhere crunching numbers, but we'll figure all that out later. But for now, it's just a heartbreaker. 2-1 in favor of CNZ for this series. Really, really well played, especially on Ruins. Well executed, and just I cannot stop thinking about that corrupted keep ending. Just that one rocket.
I can't go for either. I really can't. I know Spart1e's got 2 matches left, I believe, in the next few weeks, but once again, it depends on who's up against as well. CNZ just fist pumping there, just showing exactly how happy he is to reflect that, and Spart1e just
throwing his headphones at his webcam, which we all want to do sometimes. Why not?
He's like, oh, this game, man. Like, you know, what do I need to do to try and get this series win? It's been really difficult. And look at that, 60. We didn't even point that out as well. I'm, you know, I feel bad, like, you know, not even pointing that out. 68% rail for CNZ there. That just shows what Spart1e had to deal with. It was just absolute madness. There was a lot of chaos involved. CNZ was just riding the wave, wasn't he, on those last 5 minutes? But yeah, poor Spart1e. Hopefully it will come back at some point. Still got 2 matches left. I don't know if it's literally impossible or not. It's, you know, definitely looking that way, but well, you could say it depends on his opponents, on who he actually play against as well, because the EU is a pretty strong region, and no matter who you play against, it's going to be a tough ride.
Well, how dare you? The Americas are just as strong. But yeah, I mean, it might be sealed, his fate. We'll see as the weeks go by. But unfortunately, again, he drops 1-2. Spart1e putting up a map and almost getting the series victory, but CNZ snatching that away from him, saying, I believe you have my property. Now, that is it. Done and dusted for this series. But looking forward, we have the return of Dramas. He's going up against Cygib. And again, Dramas, the first player officially to be put on and taken off of injured reserve in the Quake Pro League. The question I think in my head is going to be, what form is Dramas in, Lethal? What do you think? I mean, coming off a serious injury, I believe broken wrist, forearm, something horrific. That's not a small injury. That's going to be big. I wonder if it's going to affect performance.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. I don't know how he broke his wrist. It's you know, it's not the best of injuries to have, of course. You know, especially in Quake.
Playing Quake.
Yeah,
how
exactly.
Else would he break his
I can't
wrist?
believe he's done that. But yeah, it's like, as he cleaned the cobwebs, as he de-rusted, you know, this is all we're going to find out. I'm not really too sure how much he's been playing, but yeah, we'll wait and see.
Well, let's give it about 5 to 6 minutes, and we'll be right back, and we will see. Don't go anywhere. We got more action coming your way.